And good morning, everyone. Welcome to this day on this, the start of Thanksgiving week. And unfortunately, depending how you look at it, we do have some rain in the forecast, but it's going to be on Thanksgiving. I'll tell you about that in just a moment. On our show today, John Frankel is here from Third, going to give us an update. Also from the Tea Party Sentinels, Richard Palmer is going to talk about their upcoming meeting and the guests they'll have. And then we have Lauren Davidson here from Villa Valencia, and she's going to tell us about what they offer over there if maybe you're looking one day to transition to a different place to live. And we're going to bring you a segment from BreastLink as well. Now, as far as meetings go today, Third has a special open meeting. That's at 10:30, and what that is, they're going to appoint a member to the VMS board that represents Third. Then GRF has their Media and Communications Committee meeting. That will be at 1:30, and that will be in the boardroom. Now, let's get to the weather, and a real change this week. We're going to, we had the nice fall weather is in force this week, and so therefore we're going to have partly to mostly cloudy skies this week. However, rain is going to be coming in on Wednesday, and what it looks like right now, this could be a pretty decent system, not a long one, but it could bring up to a ½ inch overall. For us, it's probably due in here, even for all of Southern California. They're looking at late evening Wednesday. We could start to see some drizzles in the North LA Ventura area, maybe around in the early evening. By the time it works its way down here, we're looking more about, I would say, 9 to 10 o'clock or later, overnight into Thanksgiving. And Thanksgiving, it's pretty much, I want to say 80% chance or even higher of rain on Thanksgiving, and cloudy on that day, overcast. Anywhere within Southern California right now, it hasn't been pinpointed exactly, but anywhere from a quarter to a ½ inch of rain overnight Wednesday into Thursday. Then by Thursday evening, it should be out of here. So a decent amount of rain. We need that. It's too bad it just happens to be on Thanksgiving, but that's how it looks like right now. All right, let's look around the county and beyond today. And everything's fairly cool out. You can see all the temperatures. We're going to see this during this entire week. In fact, this is going to be the warmest day over probably the next 5 days or so. So all those temperatures will drop by 2 to 3 degrees, just depending. It's not on really on Wednesday, and then on Thursday, we're going to see the lowest temperatures, maybe only around the mid-60s right around here. So not, I like this weather. I love the fall weather. It was great over the weekend. I just wish if we had rain, we would be getting it today and tomorrow and not Wednesday into Thursday. But that's the way it is. All right, be back in just a moment.
Hi everybody, it's Shirley and Cherie from the Florence Sylvester Senior Center. Have you missed us? We've been closed for 3 weeks. These are my brand new friends that we've made for the last 3 weeks. The center, everybody wave. The center has been closed for 3 weeks because we're doing a great remodeling job for your entertainment purposes. The guys here have done a phenomenal job helping us out in what we're doing. As you can see, the place is a mess. It's not your senior center right now. It's a total mess, but it's going to be gorgeous Monday, November 19th. So please stop and see us. As you can see, a lot of work is being done. We've got a brand new men's room for you that the men are now going to love. As you know, we did the women's room 2 months ago. But now we're doing the multi-purpose room and the lobby and all the rest of the rooms, and we're really, really proud. And thank you to the City of Laguna Hills for their contribution. So guys, give a wave. Thank you for what you do. Take a look around. We're looking forward to seeing you guys again. We've missed you for the last 3 weeks. So we'll see everybody on Monday, November 19th. Thank you, guys.
Right now is John Frankel. He is, of course, on the third board. Welcome, sir. Good to have you here today. A lot of stuff to go over.
Thank you very much. It's my pleasure to be here. One of the things that's very significant for us is now we have a new third board member, a fellow by the name of John Pearlstone. And John brings to us a background of accounting. He was with KPMG.
Okay.
And then he operated his own consulting firm for a number of years. And I'm sure that John will find the assignment challenging, and he will find an opportunity to contribute to Third Mutual, and we all welcome him strongly.
All right, fantastic. I'm sure we'll get him on here one day.
I'm sure he will be here. I'd like to talk a little bit of several items today. Landscape is the first one. We have a slope mitigation issue, a fire mitigation issue on our slopes. And in conjunction with the Orange County Fire Authority, we have cleaned up many of our slopes. Many of them have acacia, which is an oily plant. And
right.
So we have removed the acacia, and the slopes now are, several of them are barren. And we're going to use a spray technique called hydroseeding, and we'll replant the slopes. Hydroseeding is common; you see it oftentimes. Orange County Transportation Authority, that sort of thing, use it. And then in addition, we'll have a soil binder to help bind the slopes from rain.
Okay.
And that will be taking place very shortly. Then there is also the issue of Roundup, and we have used that in the past for weed removal, and I'm sure that you've been involved in Roundup, and it has been discussed extensively. And Third has determined that it will not be used in the Third Mutual, and it has a danger to dogs, and so of course now we have to find a way to handle the weeds, and we end up with extra weeds, and we only have a certain level of mulching capability. So it's an issue that has to be resolved, and Third is working with very hard with our landscape committee and Bruce Hartley to resolve that issue.
Okay.
Reclaimed water. Well, our water is potable or reclaimed. Most of the irrigation here in Third is done with reclaimed water. And reclaimed water has an advantage. We spend $1.9 million on water here in Third Mutual, and reclaimed water has an advantage in that if you use too much, there are no Tier 3 or Tier 4 charges, which are applicable to potable water. So now reclaimed water has been extended into the 110 area, and there's an area over by Gate 6, and so we have expanded. And so there will be connectivity taking place over the period of the next 4 or 5 months, where we unhook the potable water, and with the health department overseeing, make sure it's done 100% correctly, and we will be connecting the reclaimed water.
Okay.
I'd like next to talk a little about some maintenance and construction issues. Most of the Third Mutual was constructed in the 60s and 70s, and as a consequence, there are some dry rot issues here in Third Mutual. And we have been handling heretofore with our prior to paint program, which means on our regular painting cycle, we go in and investigate all the structures, and if there's any evidence of dry rot, we mitigate it. We have now hired a consultant to help determine the magnitude of the dry rot throughout the entire village of Third Mutual. And the consultant we selected 20 buildings, which we found to be typical, and the consultant then has analyzed those buildings and has developed construction documents to repair the dry rot that was found, and then in an attempt to have a programmatic approach throughout Third, the consultant will help us, and we will try to extend what we have found throughout the Third, so we can extrapolate what we found and have a programmatic approach over the next 10 years and resolve the dry rot issue. Chargeable services. I'm sure that you have heard of the United Handyman Service, handyman program, and Third's approach to that is called chargeable services. And we have an extensive list of chargeable services that are available to members of the Third, to our residents in Third, including such things as light bulb replacement, shelving issues, bathroom, toilet issues, toilet replacements, water heater issues, water heater replacement, electrical issues. So residents should call resident services, and that list is available. It will tell them what the hourly charges are, and will allow them to make those kinds of improvements in the home or repairs.
Okay, very good.
And finally, signage is an issue here in Third Mutual. If you go down by gate 4, the manners are somewhat randomly placed, and folks looking for an address find it very, very difficult. So we've taken on a signage program. And we've developed some very large address signs that are at least this big, and we'll be going on the manners, more than one of them. And in addition, we're doing cul-de-sac signs, and that will help folks looking for their manners, or a manor.
Okay, I know it's always been difficult here.
Well, gate 4 is kind of a very random placement of the manners, and it's not sequential.
Yeah.
Okay, so then the last issue I'd like to mention is the Energy Task Force, which was recently established, and the task force has 2 members from GRF and 2 members from each of the housing mutuals. And at the last meeting, we elected Bert Moldau to be the chair. Bert is an electrical engineer with a strong energy background, and we have a major task ahead of us. We would like to address the energy infrastructure here in our community, and that's been our priority. And to do so, we have hired a consultant, and the consultant's title is the Energy Consultant, or TEC, and they have a support from another consultant, TRC, and we have developed a scope of work which, with the assistance of the energy consultant, they will address these items in their energy program, and they will make a detailed review of the community electrical infrastructure, 10-year electrical load requirements, and then they'll develop an action plan to support a community-wide electric vehicle charging, and also PEV, or plug-in electrical vehicles, and inter alia, which means, amongst other things, they're going to do more stuff.
Okay.
So we're very pleased with this Energy Task Force. And that pretty much is the extent of what I had to offer this morning, and thank you for the opportunity.
All right, I appreciate to see you, John. It's always great to have you on.
Thank you.
Have a good Thanksgiving, okay?
Thank you.
All right.
Watch out for the rain.
Yes, unfortunately, we may have some rain. All right, we'll be right back.
Did you know know hearing loss affects more than just the ears? Hearing loss can impact interpersonal relationships as well as physical, psychological, and cognitive well-being. Straining to hear may cause stress, embarrassment, anxiety, and even fatigue. When all of this becomes too much, people may find that they isolate themselves to avoid conversations. Don't let hearing loss limit your lifestyle. Come visit us at Mission Audiology.
Adapt to It believes that you should be able to do the activities at home that are important to you. Being safe and independent in bathing and mobility will make you feel happy and self-sufficient. Let the professionals at Adapt to It assist you to choose the perfect items to help you live the beautiful life you deserve. Adapt to It delivers, bills Medicare, and many of our products are made here in the USA. When you can't change it, adapt to it.
Hi, I'm Wendy Miller, your Laguna Woods real estate professional. Have you been looking for a realtor?
Wendy Miller helped me through the challenging process of real estate here in Laguna Woods. She was helpful, she was fun, she was professional. I really recommend her.
Whether you're thinking of buying, selling, downsizing, or even relocating within Laguna Woods, I am your real estate professional and can help guide you through the entire process. Give me a call and I'll help you make the right move.
The all-new 3-row Subaru Ascent. Room for up to 8 passengers. Choice of second-row captain's chairs or bench seating. Standard eyesight driver assist technology. Coming from Kelley Blue Book's most trusted brand for 4 years running. The Subaru Ascent. Love is now bigger than ever.
Irvine Subaru. Get your new Subaru here with 2 years complimentary maintenance included.
Welcome back. With me right now is Richard Palmer, and Richard is with the Tea Party Sentinels. Coming up next week on the 26th, he will be having their monthly meeting. Welcome, sir.
Thank you very much.
Good to see
Ken.
you. So tell me about the guest that you're going to be having this weekend.
Well,
or,
his name is,
or next Monday, I should say.
Yeah, next Monday. His name is Michael Paulus, and he's apparently in 2016, he was really concerned about the direction this country was going in.
Mm-hmm.
So he just became active in trying to offset, and he's concerned about what's happening to the youth in this country because they're really becoming almost socialist,
Mm-hmm.
and he's trying to fight that. But actually, he started an organization, Christians for Trump, and basically. I mean, when he says Christians, he has to include the Jewish people too, because the Jewish people of Isaac and the other people in the Bible
Mm-hmm.
worship one God, and the Christians worship the same God.
Right.
So I don't know why he just says Christians, but. Actually, it's both. So anyway, he spent a 40-year career in marketing and sales, and he was working in Canada and the United States, and he finally decided that he's got to do something. So he started an organization, and it's called Grateful USA Campaign for Love, Liberty, and pursuit of wisdom to bring unity to the United States. And what he mentioned is 50 states in this country acknowledge God, and 38 actually mention it in their statutes. And so that gave him the emphasis to go ahead and really push for
Okay.
bringing God back into the people's lives, because if you look at what's going on with many of especially the far left Democrats, they're promoting hatred against the Jews and the Christians, and this is happening all over the world. So he's trying to offset that, and he's very into trying to do something. Now, it's interesting. The reason I was really enticed to have him come speak, he states that he's using timeless wisdom, history, quantum physics, neuroscience, biology, current events, modern tools, and many testimonies of God's miracles and providence. And I have to agree with him because I realize that we're facing a lot of hatred in this country, and in fact all over the world.
Right.
So it's a real problem. Now, as far as mixing the Jews and the Christians, there's a commonality there. And that's in the Bible. The Old Testament talks about God, and the New Testament talks about God. But the New Testament states that the only difference is they thought that our Lord came to this world to destroy it. He said, no, he came to honor it and defend it. And it's just an example, the old Bible says you shall not murder, and the other 10 commandments.
Right.
Well, what our Lord said was that even if you think of committing murder, you're guilty of it.
Okay.
So that's the difference. It's a little slight
right.
lead, but it's the same.
And these are some of the things he's going to talk about?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but...
now, has he been a speaker for you before? The name seems familiar to me.
Well, no.
Okay.
Well, we had, when I was on the third board, we had Dr. Paulus.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
I thought he was related, but he's not.
Okay. All right. So this is, we want to tell people, again, this is next week.
Yeah, right.
Next Monday. You're always the fourth Monday of the month unless a holiday or something changes.
Yeah, Christmas, we're not going to have, we're going black.
Okay. All right. Very good. Anybody can show up if they want more information. The website is teapartysentinels.com. To contact Richard is patriot@teapartysentinels.com.
Or they can call me on the telephone.
Okay. All right.
949-683-5747.
All right. Very good. Well, we appreciate you coming on.
Oh, I appreciate having the time to do so.
Yeah, I think this will be a good meeting, and for everyone, just stop by.
That's right. Yeah. We have coffee, tea, treats, and you have to have dinner before you come.
Right, yeah. Or after, it's up to you.
Anyway, I'm looking, he's just an exciting person.
Yeah.
I was really interested in having him come to speak. We
Yeah.
talked about it, and he finally agreed, so.
Very good.
And he's all hyped up about it. In fact, I'm gonna have his videotape.
Oh, okay.
So I think he wants to spread the word.
All right, very good. Thank you very much, sir. Always a pleasure to see you. Have a good Thanksgiving.
Oh, thank you, Ken. I'm really looking forward to it.
All right. We'll be right back.
Living and learning in Laguna Woods Village is a unique experience. For over 40 years, the Emeritus Institute has provided tuition-free college classes within your community. Join us to experience expert faculty, quality academics, and to make new friends through the Emeritus Institute. New classes start every semester, and you can join nearly any time. Visit our office at Clubhouse 4 or anytime at saddleback.edu/emeritus. Learn, live, and thrive with the Emeritus Institute.
Thank you for joining us. Today I have Kathy Rodabaugh and Mimi Woods, who is here to tell us about their breast cancer journey. Welcome, both of you. Hopefully I did okay with the names.
You did, perfect.
Excellent, excellent. So let's talk mother and daughter, and let's talk a little bit about some of the things that you guys have been through. Let's go ahead and start with you, Mimi. Tell us a little bit about what's been happening.
Okay. In 2015, I was diagnosed with stage 2 breast cancer. It was triple negative. I started my treatment right away with chemotherapy. I did 6 rounds of chemo, and then I had a bilateral mastectomy.
Okay.
At that time, they put spacers in to kind of, start the reconstructive process. And then after surgery, I had 2 more rounds of chemotherapy, and then finally reconstructive surgery.
So let's talk about the treatment itself. I mean, chemotherapy, you hear a lot of things about it. What are some of the things that you were feeling, during, maybe, let's talk about anticipation before, and then during, and then after.
I tried to keep positive, like at all times. I knew going into it, it wasn't going to be fun. I'd heard lots of things about the side effects, but I really tried to keep as positive as I could.
Right.
My body tolerated the chemo pretty well. I was able to go back to work the very next day.
Wow.
And it was about the 3rd or 4th day after that I would just be really fatigued. And that's about as bad as it got for me, just really, really fatigued.
Okay.
But other than that, I tolerated it pretty well. I lost my hair, of course, which was challenging, but other than that.
That's actually that's not bad to hear. I mean, sometimes you hear people are really sick for quite some time. So do you feel it was because of just your body reacting, or maybe it was the positive attitude? I mean, a lot of people don't feel so good about it, and then maybe that did help you.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of both. My constitution and then my attitude helped as well.
Okay.
I told everybody that what was going to get me through it the best is if I kept everything as normal as possible.
Okay.
So if I could go to work, I wanted to go to work. If I could go out, I wanted to do that. I had a really good support system at work. So when I went in the morning, if I felt tired, I knew that there would be somebody there to cover for me.
That's great.
Yeah,
That's
which I didn't need to do, but I knew it was there, so that
right.
helped. Yeah.
And then the process, we were talking beforehand, so from the start of you being diagnosed to the very end, how long was the process?
It was about 1 year from diagnosis to reconstruction.
Okay. Okay, and this is your mother.
This is my mom.
Okay. and ironically, 2 years after she was diagnosed, you were diagnosed.
I was.
Wow.
I was, and I was shocked.
Yeah, I would imagine. So tell me your story.
But I have to go back. For years I've had calcifications in my right breast, and they've always watched them, and they never changed. It was never a problem. Occasionally I'd have to go in for a 6-month checkup, just to be sure. But this last time, in January, I went in for a mammogram, and there was a new calcification. They weren't particularly worried, but they said, come back in 6 months because we want to check it. And when I did go back, it had changed, and it didn't, they didn't like the way it looked.
Okay.
So they sent me for an MRI and a breast biopsy, and they took 2 specimens, and the diagnosis was DCIS, which is ductal carcinoma in situ.
Okay.
And then Dr. Curcio, because she's very thorough and very caring, she called me and said, you have a lot of calcifications. I'd like to have you go back and do more breast biopsies. So they did 3 more specimens. And then at that point, she called me and said, they're all high grade. It worries me. She said, I think you should consider having a mastectomy.
Oh, wow.
So, I told her, I thanked her, and then I, talked to my family, and Mimi said, Mom, I had a double mastectomy. You can do that too.
Right.
And so after consideration, I decided to go ahead and do the double mastectomy. It's just peace of mind that you wouldn't have to go back or worry that the other breast would be affected later on. So I did that, and it was great to have had her go through it first, although it should have been the mom.
Right.
But she, had experienced it, so she could tell me what to expect. And, it was really helpful to me to know that.
Now, Lisa Curcio, Dr. Curcio also had diagnosed you at that time, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And so obviously you wouldn't have had it any other way but to have Lisa do that, right?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
All right.
I mean, Mimi thought the world of her and got such great care. I didn't even think about going to anybody else.
Okay. What made Dr. Curcio so special?
Dr. Curcio just has a really caring bedside manner, but she's also very upfront and frank. She doesn't beat around the bush. She tells you exactly what's going on, but she has a really caring way of doing it. You trust her. You trust what she's telling you. You trust her advice.
Right.
And you trust that she cares about you.
Yes.
Well, right, and that's really important for sure, is to make yourself, hopefully your doctors make you feel very important and that they do care.
Yes.
Because then you always want to go back and,
Right.
and listen to what they have to say.
Yes.
Some people think that breast cancer, pretty much falls in the hereditary column, but that's not always the case in your case for sure, right?
Right. Yeah.
So what happened, or your mother didn't have it, and therefore nobody else did either, right?
My aunt did.
Okay.
But she was diagnosed and she did pass away from it, but she kind of waited a long time before she had treatment. So that, for me, it was very important that, that I get the treatment and follow the advice of the doctors.
Right.
But we had the genetic testing done, both of us, and it's not related.
Right.
Yeah, neither one of us had the gene.
Yeah.
So what kind of comfort can you give to other women who might be wondering, well, gosh, I'll go get the genetic testing and it won't show up, then what do they need to do to, keep on top of it?
Get your mammograms annually. That's very important.
Right.
I actually found my lump myself before I went in. I had gone to a mammogram in October, and I found the lump, May? And it was already stage 2. So the mammogram in October was completely clean, and then, so self-exam is really important. I wasn't very good at self-exam, but I happened to have caught it, which I'm thankful for, so.
Absolutely. And then calcification, what causes that?
I have dense breasts, and people with dense breasts tend to get these calcifications.
Okay.
That is something that runs in our family.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And most of the time, there'll be no change and not a problem. But that's, again, why it's important to go have your mammograms every year, because there can be a change.
Right. Now, a mammogram, can that tell you whether or not you have dense breasts or not?
Yes.
Is that how you would find out? Because I wouldn't know otherwise. How would you know?
Yes.
Okay.
And then usually, if you do have dense breasts, they have you do ultrasounds annually as well.
Oh, instead of a mammogram, or
No,
in
in
addition
addition to.
Okay. Okay. All right. Great.
Just to keep a closer look on things.
Okay. And then now I know you said you had a different treatment than Mimi.
I did.
So now you're on a medication, right?
Tamoxifen,
Okay.
which is a hormone receptor blocker, because
Okay.
I am HR positive, so it's important for me not to have, any hormones that will feed any cancer that would show up in my body.
I see.
So it
Okay.
keeps that at bay. Although I am cancer free,
Yes.
they can never be 100% positive that you are. They think they got everything, but microscopically there could be, something that got loose. And so, it's just important to do everything you can.
Okay. All right. And some of the things that you both have identified is that you are now having menopausal types of reactions, which you're like, wait a second. So what are some of the things that you're experiencing?
It's just, the only thing I experience is just hot flashes, and they just come and go, but for me, it's not a problem. I have a good attitude about it. I'm very thankful that there's medicine that can help me, and I just go on and live my life,
Right.
So it doesn't matter if you're a little warm, occasionally.
Well, we were talking about the personal fans. I mean, we have those, right?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
And then how about yourself? What kind of treatment are you on now?
I'm done with treatment.
Oh, completely.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
did. The chemo did put me into a premature menopausal state.
Okay.
So I am taking a hormone. I have a hormone patch that helps with
Okay.
the heat flashes and those types of
Okay.
symptoms. But other than that, I'm done with treatment.
Other
I
than
just have my follow-ups.
follow-ups.
Okay,
yeah.
right. So both of you have follow-ups. And then do they are they further apart after a period of time for follow-ups?
Yes, like right now I think it was 3 months to start, and now I'm at every 6 months.
Okay.
That's been the same for me.
Same for you. Okay.
And I think
Okay.
once you hit the 5-year mark, it goes
Okay.
further apart.
Okay. All right. Well, did I miss anything?
I don't think so.
Well, you guys are so brave to come on. Thank you so much, and congratulations to both of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm sure that our interview will help many women.
Yes, thank you for
So-
letting us tell our story.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
And thank you for joining us.
Many people keep the same Medicare health plan for years without questioning whether it's still the right plan. It's always beneficial to review your plan, and now is your chance. The Medicare annual election period, October 15th through December 7th, is the one time a year you can sign up, change, or disenroll from a Medicare health plan. Call me for a free consultation or come meet me every Wednesday during the enrollment period at the Regency Laguna Woods to find the plan that's right for you.
I choose to let someone else do the cooking.
I choose to let someone else do the driving.
Choose to experience the good life at Villa Valencia in Laguna Hills. Call or visit us today.
And I'd like to welcome Lauren Davidson, and she's the sales director for Villa Valencia. Nice to have you on. Welcome.
Thanks, Ken.
So tell me about Villa Valencia, and it's just close by. We just saw that spot for it. Kind of the history here in Laguna. It's actually Laguna Hills, but correct, right across the neighborhood from Laguna Woods.
Yep, so we've been in the Laguna Hills area since 1974, so we're not a stranger to Laguna Woods Village as well. We get quite a few residents over from Laguna Woods into our community who are just ready to take a different approach. We are owned by 5-Star Senior Living. So 5-Star Senior Living is within the top four largest senior living providers in the nation. So we're definitely no stranger to this type of senior services and care that we provide.
And tell me about it in general, because Villa Valencia, do they offer different stages for people, from just a place to live on your own, assisted living? What kind of things do you offer there?
We do. So part of the process of really determining if Villa Valencia is the right fit for a specific resident is really a discovery process by myself and the rest of my team. So somebody may come in and not know really what kind of living situation they would be comfortable in or would be appropriate for their needs. So Villa Valencia offers 3 different variations of living. Independent living for the resident who is completely on their own, doesn't need any care services at this time, and really just has decided to make a lifestyle change into a situation where they no longer have to cook for themselves anymore. Maybe driving isn't an option, or they just choose not to. It's kind of a great opportunity to get in, find people with common ground, really just build relationships with neighbors, make friends out of neighbors. We have assisted living, so this is for the resident who, in the same light, wants to really just kind of not have to worry about the stress of cooking and cleaning anymore, maybe is unable to. The goal would be to have that assisted living resident be as independent as humanly possible. Preserving independence is one of our main goals at Villa Valencia. So this assisted living resident would be the type of person who might need a little bit of extra help throughout the day, not 100% on their own. Important to make friends out of your neighbors and know that you have security there in case anything happens throughout the evening, peace of mind for your family members, and really just having somebody there if you need. And then on top of that, we also are fortunate to have skilled nursing as part of our campus. So our skilled nursing is kind of a temporary stay, or at least that's the ultimate goal for us. If a resident were to have an incident that would land them in the hospital, nice, not quite ready to go back home and be on your own, not quite ready to go back to assisted living, you can go to our skilled nursing as well, get some hands-on physical therapy, outpatient therapy, and really be in that type of a setting. The goal as well is to get those residents back to the independent and assisted living side, or back to your home in Laguna Woods as quickly as possible, and really get you back on your feet.
So that's exactly what I was going to ask, as far as when it comes to skilled nursing. You have people there who are not residents of Villa Valencia. They may be residents here, but maybe need a place to recuperate for 2 to 3 weeks,
correct,
or whatever it may be.
Exactly. We get a lot of residents, so those are discharged directly from the hospitals to our skilled nursing, which is really nice. Oftentimes we get a lot of our independent and assisted living residents who come from our skilled nursing because they realize that they really enjoy the food, they like the environment, and they think, hey, this is something that I never considered before.
So people are deciding maybe at the time in their life, and they may totally enjoy living here, like you said, they may want to have a little bit more carefree lifestyle. What are some of the things that you offer over there that as far as would work for them for independent living, but they still want to take advantages of the services over there?
Yeah, absolutely. So a lot of people call us a cruise ship that doesn't go anywhere, a cruise ship on the ground. With that, we have an extensive lifestyle 360 program. 5-Star Senior Living is actually very proud of this program. It's based off of Maslow's hierarchy of needs.
Okay.
So it's about the 5 dimensions of wellness that really help us in our daily routine. So that's everywhere from physical, intellectual, emotional, spiritual, and social. So it's a well-balanced approach on, keeping yourself active and engaging. We are undergoing quite a massive renovation at this time, so it's pretty exciting. If you haven't been there recently, you may have noticed as just driving past as well on your way in that we have a brand new entryway, and along with that comes with a lot of other features that we're going to be presenting pretty soon here.
Now, you go back, not you, but Villa Valencia back to 1974, and of course, things have changed. And what's really changed over the years is, first of all, I think seniors are looked upon differently compared to, what's that, 40 years ago, something like that. And also, they look at themselves differently. It used to be that you get to a certain age, you go to a place and it's more about taking it easy and resting and things like that. It's not that way anymore for a lot of them. They want to be just as active. They want to learn new things. And this is something that you folks can provide, right?
Correct. So one reason why we've invested so much money into this community is we have such great bones. We have such a great building. We're known in the area. We're kind of iconic building right here that most people either know somebody who lives there currently or has lived there or worked here or whatnot. So the goal really would be to get us up and running again and back with the times. A lot of residents come in reluctantly with their adult child who's bringing them in to come see the home, and we're not really the home anymore. We're not convalescent like we used to be, and oftentimes by the end of the tour and the end of me showing them around, we've kind of changed our tune as to what we provide. So it used to be kind of a dark, forbidden word, to say convalescent.
That's
and putting me into a place that's not what it is. So it really takes stepping through the doors, having the community really come to life, meeting our residents who are genuinely happy to be there. After our renovations completed, we'll have 3 separate dining venues. So you're not going to have to go to a cafeteria like you do when you're in college. You can have options. We'll have a corner cafe. So kind of, full coffee bar, sandwiches, snacks throughout the day. Then you'll have the option of more of a formalized setting in our dining room. And then even a grill type area where you can actually watch the chef prepare your meals. We'll have a pizza oven at that point. So quite a lot coming, quite a lot of choices and variety.
When it comes to independent living, what type of apartments or whatever you want to call them that you offer over there?
So we're also fortunate. Part of being built in '74 means we have quite large square feet in our actual suites, which is really nice. So people are genuinely very surprised when they come in, thinking they're going to have to live in a little closet space and realizing that they actually have a walk-in closet. So fortunate, we have 3 different styles of 1-bedrooms. We do have a studio option as well, and a 2-bedroom as also. So one thing we like to tell residents when they come in is that the goal would be that their home is their home, and you can make it into whatever you want it to be. However, now you're going to have an outdoor movie theater. You're going to have 3 separate dining venues. You'll have a library. You'll have a putting green, a swimming pool. So the goal would be to not have you be in your suite the whole time, to come out and really experience the lifestyle with us.
What's the Sky Lounge? You have something listed here called
we do. So we're pretty excited. We're going to be putting in a Sky Lounge on the 7th floor of one of our towers.
Oh, nice.
So it's actually going to be a full cocktail bar. Great views. We'll be able to do happy hour up there with great appetizers and snacks. We'll do live entertainment in the evening times. And also the Sky Lounge is adjacent to our premier suites that are going in. So for the resident who prefers to have brand new amenities and all of that, we're doing some upscale apartments up on the 7th floor, and it'll have a whole other package that's included with that.
And I saw in the spot that we just saw, the shuttle service. Do you go to certain areas around here? Do you have like a route to take people to different venues and malls and entertainment, things like that?
So we do within a 7-mile radius of the community is included in your monthly rent. But on top of that, as many activities as we offer inside the community, we like to take our residents out as well. So we'll go to the museum. We went to the casino recently, which is a big favorite. We'll do off-site meals, off-site movies, anything you can think of.
All right, and if they want to come over and take a look, how would they go about that?
So absolutely, we're here 7 days a week, always available to show you around. If you have questions whether or not Villa Valencia is the right fit for you, just give me a call. Be happy to answer that. Again, it really comes to life when you step foot, and our community is constantly changing with this renovation. You're really going to be able to see some of the new features very soon.
All right, and the number and website is on the screen, so you can get a hold of Lauren there. And as she said, take a tour over there if you're ready for that type of living. It's a great place to go. You want independent living, not kind of a carefree and not worry about things. It's a great thing to look into.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Nice to meet you. We'll be right back.
I choose to make friends out of neighbors.
I choose to start a new chapter.
I choose to live an active lifestyle.
Choose to experience the good life at Villa Valencia. Call or visit us today.
As a professional licensed realtor, you have worked countless hours to ensure your reputation is the best. Your clients know they can trust your judgment, that you'll be around when they need you, and that you will deliver what you promise. In escrow, one company has set that same standard for excellence. Escrow Options Group offers more than just outstanding escrow services. White glove concierge services, wire and fraud protection, custom estimates, and more at no extra charge. Choose the company that mirrors your professionalism. Escrow Options Group. Experience a better option of escrow services.
At El Toro Pharmacy, your health needs and your quality of life is our top priority. We can be trusted with all your prescription needs, delivered free to your doorstep. Call us to have your prescription transferred. We will take care of everything. No hassle to you. We are a full-service pharmacy carrying all your over-the-counter medicines at competitive prices. And we offer complete diabetic care and your immunization requirements too. Under new management, come visit us in Moulton Plaza. El Toro Pharmacy will never be undersold, and we offer the finest after-sales services.
Imagine a life. Now imagine this life belongs to someone you care about. Someone you love. Your spouse, your parent, your child, best friend, sister, coworker, or neighbor. Of course, you'd want the best life imaginable for them. A life with caring, meaningful relationships. The chance to succeed in school. Fulfilling, challenging work and a rewarding career. In short, you'd want them to have a long and happy life. Now imagine there was something keeping them from these things. Something that prevented it from happening. Something invisible, powerful, and often overwhelming. The good news is people can and do get better. With treatment and support, up to 90% of people with mental health challenges report a better quality of life. The bad news is most people who need help don't seek help. Why? Stigma. Stigma is the brick wall. Stigma is the fear of being quickly labeled and having people judge and form opinions about you before they actually know you. Stigma can keep a person from seeking help and living the life they deserve. So what's the solution? Honesty. Because honesty is stigma's weak spot. When we speak honestly and openly about mental health, stigma loses its power. Honesty breaks down barriers and removes obstacles, so people may seek help sooner. Families and friends will understand how to help and support. Schools become more accepting and understanding. Businesses place a person's value where value should be placed. And people understand and reach out to others. Because a simple thing like honesty creates a culture where one thing doesn't define someone. It's just one small part of what makes a person, well, a person. Each Mind Matters is California's mental health movement, dedicated to creating and fostering open and honest conversations about mental health that break down the barriers of stigma. By increasing awareness of mental health, change happens all around us. Families and friends learn how to help the ones they love. Systems and services adapt so assistance is readily available if needed. Communities recognize the importance of mental health. In fact, 80% of people believe that recovery from mental illness is possible, and more people are willing to socialize, work with, and live in neighborhoods with people with mental health issues than just a year ago. But your support and investment is vital to keep the movement moving, to reduce mental health stigma and enable people we love to live the lives they deserve.
Our movie coming up today is a documentary called Three Identical Strangers. This took place in 1980 back in New York. Three men who were all adopted. They were separated at birth and adopted, met each other, and they find out they're triplets, and it's all about them getting to know each other for the first time, really, because they were infants when they were all adopted. Now, this movie is a documentary. However, and you do have the real folks, the real brothers are in this, but then as you can see here, they use actors to sort of recreate back the time when they first met and go back in their childhood. But good movie. It's a little over an hour and a half long, an hour and 36 minutes. We'll bring that to you today at 2 and at 6 o'clock. Then on Monday, one of my favorite movies we bring you, Incredibles 2. This is the sequel to the original Incredibles, which actually came out about 14 years ago, and it took them 14 years to make another one. I really did enjoy this a lot. If you like the first Incredibles movie, it's just a really fun movie, and it's all about Mr. Incredible and Elastigirl and Violet and Dash, and this time around, it is Mrs. Incredible, Elastigirl, who is called back into action. The supers, as they call them here, are banned, and they're not supposed to be practicing any of their superpowers anymore. And at one point at the beginning of the movie, they do to sort of save the city, but it actually backfires and gets them into trouble. Good movie. I really do enjoy these movies an awful lot. And this will be on Monday. It's just about 2 hours long. It's brought out, of course, by Disney Pixar, and that will be on the 2 o'clock and also 7 o'clock this Friday. So today we have Three Identical Strangers, and then Friday we have The Incredibles. So some fun, just fun movies. By the way, on Thanksgiving, we're going to bring you 3 movies during the day. We're going to show The Founder, and then also Darkest Hour, and then later on in the evening we're going to bring you A Dog's Purpose. So there'll be 3 movies for you to check out on Thanksgiving. Now, want to check out Monday Night Football? You can tonight. Kansas City is playing the Los Angeles Rams, and this was the game that originally was going to be in Mexico City, but now it's a home game for the LA Rams. And if you'd like to go and watch this over at Clubhouse 5, the doors will open about 30 minutes prior to game time, and there'll be a no-host JRF bar. They will provide free chips and salsa, and then hot dogs and other snacks are available for purchase. Then next week on the 26th, you can enjoy Tennessee playing Houston. So if you'd like to go over and watch football on the big screen tonight, you can certainly do that and have fun. I always find that Monday Night Football is a lot more fun when you have a bunch of people around and it's just you all either cheering together or cheering against each other or whatever it might be. It just makes for a really fun event, and encourage you to go over there. It'll be a lot of fun. All right. Oh, I want to tell you too, as far as Thanksgiving goes, that the buffets that are available at the clubhouses, those have been sold out since last week. However, the 19 restaurant is taking reservations, and I encourage you that if you have not done so yet, to give them a call. Now, they will have walk-ins available. The problem is if you go there as a walk-in, you may end up waiting an hour and a half or so before you can get in for your Thanksgiving dinner. So give them a call. You can see it's $20.95 per person and $2.95 for desserts. Please make a reservation because, you know, Thanksgiving. If you're going out somewhere, you got to plan ahead. Speaking of planning ahead, I have to plan and tell you that it looks like Thanksgiving could be a rainy day. In fact, right now it looks pretty definite. We are going to see a cooler week overall. Nice fall week. I don't mind that at all. I don't mind the clouds out there. I don't mind the rain. It's just too bad that after all this time without rain, we get it on Thanksgiving. So what it looks like for us right now is rain will come in late evening. I'm saying after 9 o'clock or so. May get a little drizzle before then. And then Thanksgiving cool and rainy. By the time we get to Thanksgiving evening, 7, 8 o'clock or so, pretty much we'll all be out of here. So it's really, you know, less than a 24-hour event, but it could bring anywhere from a quarter to a half inch of rain. So you can see the temperatures, at least for Southern California anyway, drop quite a bit. So nice week as far as the fall temperatures go, but unfortunately, we got that rain coming in. Here we are around the county today. This will be sort of the warmest of the next 5 or 6 days, and we'll drop a couple degrees each day as we make our way into Thanksgiving. But, you know, we could use the rain. All right, we will see you tomorrow. Take care. We're going to have guests on from Duplicate Bridge, also Zuri Pet Rescue, Video Club, and Memorial Care. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.
Mama used to. 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 Mama used to.